Hey Gipsters, welcome to the first video of the new year. This one is all about translating and solving equations. So by the end of this, you'll be able to take a paragraph and you'll be able to turn it into an equation and then solve the equation like we were doing today. So we're just adding an extra step to what we were doing today. It says 35% of the cost of an apple. So we have to translate this into a sentence. Number sentence. The first one thing I want to do is I want to identify any numbers there are. And there's 35% is a number, so I'm going to write it 35%. I'm also going to identify any things I don't know. For instance, I don't know what the cost of the apple is. And to remind you, we used to do this. We used to take the cost of something, and in order to find 35% of something, we would have to multiply that percentage by whatever the cost of that item was. So if I wanted to turn this into a equation, I would first need to turn this into a decimal, and then I would multiply it by the cost of something. So my final version would be 0.35c. That's how I would translate this. Okay? 1/3 the cost of bread. 1/3, that sounds like a fraction. So I'm going to write it like a fraction. And it says the cost of the bread. Well, I don't know the cost of the bread. So put, I guess, C for cost. And the same way, I'm going to put 1/3 C. I want you to notice how the percent had to be turned into a decimal, but the fraction does not. So that's fine as is. I can deal with fractions and I can deal with decimals, but I can't really deal with percents. 75% of the cost of Cheerios. So I noticed that 75% is a number. And the cost of the Cheerios is something I don't know. So I'm going to put 0.75 and C. Right? Some things you need to know is whenever you see the word same as or is or congruent, we're talking about an equal sign. Whenever you say something is increased by, it means to add. And whenever you see something that is decreased, it means to subtract. Let's start. 10% of the cost of a popcorn machine is the same as 3/4 the cost of a popcorn machine decreased by $39. What is the cost of the popcorn machine? So they're basically trying to confuse us and puzzle us. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to identify all the numbers that are hidden. And I notice there's one right here. I see that there's one right here. I think that's all I see. So 10% is 10%. And 3/4 is a fraction, so 3/4. Alright, let's go ahead and start building this. Oh, the second thing I need to do is figure out if there's anything I don't know. The cost of the popcorn machine. I don't know what that is. Cost of the popcorn machine. I don't know what that is. I also noticed that I see the word is, and that hints at, maybe that's the equal sign. And I'm confirmed when it says the same as. So it sounds like that phrase means equals. Decreased. Decrease means to go down by $39. Alright? So let's construct our sentence. We got 0.10 and then the cost of the popcorn. So I multiply 0.10 times C. Oh, they said is, so it has to be the same thing as 3/4 the cost of the popcorn machine decreased by $39. So it looks like I have a fraction. Now, I noticed that 3/4 is not like a decimal, but you're more than welcome to change it into a decimal. The only time you should leave it in a fraction is if it's a repetent. So if it's like 1/3, 3/9, 1/6, leave them as a fraction. You never want to deal with repetends. You want to leave them as fractions. So let's begin to solve this. I have to figure out which side is bigger. So is 0.10 bigger or 3/4? So in my calculator, I figure out that 3/4, 3 divided by 4 is 0.75, which means that this side is my x side, which in this case it's my c side. C side. And then number is over here. So the variable has changed from x to a c, and that's okay. Alright, so I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to move, since this is not a, since 0.10c is not a number, I need to get rid of it. And since this is the c side, I need to get rid of this number. Alright? Alright, let's get rid of it. 0.10c minus 0.10c and plus 39 and plus 39. Alright? So notice that cancels out and that cancels out. So I'm left with 3/4 c. Oops. I need to subtract 3/4 c minus 0.10. So in my calculator, I'm putting 3/4. Or you can divide it. I know that your Chromebook calculator, you have to turn it into decimal first, and that's okay. And I'm going to subtract 0.10. And I get 0.65. Over here, oh, I forgot that it's c. Don't forget to put the c's. Over here, I just have a positive 39. Alright? I need to divide by 0.65. Divide by 0.65. So 39 divided by 0.65 is 60. So this is $60. So, what is the cost of the popcorn machine? Well, the cost of the popcorn machine is $60. Alright? Let's do one more. I know they take a long time, but these are important. Actually, I guess we don't know. Need to do one more. Alright, you try one all by yourself. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Alright, I'll see you tomorrow. Good luck.